the grand scheme of things? We'll have to find out as we're in-game in pause now for PVISION versus Heroic. And you're right, just the heroes alone, I mean, PVISION in general, one of the more exciting teams to cast, specifically because of 9 class, in my opinion. We can talk about Noan and his rise to, I don't know what you would even call that. He was
former glory?
Yeah, okay, sure. His former glory, finally achieving that from his VP days.
Yeah.
But 9 class, man, this guy is so fun to watch. He talks a lot of smack, Cinderin. He's a little piece of garbage. And he's playing the Alchemist 4. Gotta love it.
Yeah, so I think part of the reason that I definitely agree with the sentiment that this is the team of the year is that not only have they had some good results, but it's also they had the biggest rise, right? Because a lot of the other teams that they're competing for titles or top 3 placements with have been there for a while. So these are like, in the grand scheme, these are one of the newer top dogs.
Yeah.
And they did it their own way, right? Which is they have their crazy position 4 picks on 9 class, and as you pointed out more or less eloquently, they do play the heel in tournaments, it feels like, right? Like some of their players, they're not afraid to talk smack. They're not afraid to, you know, give it some edge, which some fans love, some people don't. But it's, if nothing else, it gets eyes on you, right? Like this is a pretty polarizing team.
Exactly.
But that's entertaining, right? It's the same that, you know, you see in a lot of other sports or whatnot.
9 class onto KJ. That is going to be first blood and Satanic on the carry. Tinker claims it for himself.
Yeah, he's carrying. Wonder if the Tinker's going to do anything, set the panel. We'll give him first blood.
Yep. Very nice. Yeah, back to 9 class.
Yep.
The most entertaining player, I think.
I think a lot of people would agree with you, specifically because he not only plays his own heroes. We've seen him play like support Terrorblade when nobody else was really running it. We've seen Slark 4, which he really brought into a top tier ban at that tournament, or those 2 tournaments rather that he played it. He's played Techies, now he's playing 4 Alk. But it's not only his picks, it's also that he plays it his own way. Like it feels he's very much a feels player. It doesn't seem textbook the way he moves around the map, the way he does things. He's just innovative in his approach to the game, and it also makes for some funny. As much as we talked about that last game with like Kiyotaka on the position 2, we're giving 9 class a lot of praise. He also has games where you're like, what is 9 class doing, right? Which is it's fun. It's very different, and I'll see if he can pull it off here. This is not a characteristic Alk 4 lane, by the way. If you're playing Alk 4, I guess Beastmaster could be quite good with the boars with the acid spray, but a lot of the time Alk 4 is playing with either something like Darkseer or maybe a ranged offlaner. But in this meta and patch, not really something we see too much aside from the DS.
We've seen different types of Alk supports as well over the years. I feel like at some point they usually do start going at least for 1 or maybe 2 Aghanim Scepters down the road. Typically, it won't be like the Slack style where you just brown boots or anything like that. It'd be like a Solar Crest, you know, something to ramp up a bit, and then into an eventual. Are you expecting that, or are you just expecting him to be played more or less like a normal hero?
It's a really good Solar game, right?
Yep.
It just is. You're against Monkey, Slardar, and Bristle. I think Solar is exceptionally good. I think Solar or Ags is probably.
I mean, if you pull an Ags really early to Beastmaster, for example, that is pretty disgusting.
What if you pull it to Tinker, and he also buys his own Ags, so you're giving Tinker 4,200 gold, and then he just pops off?
Incredible.
It wasn't even a joke. I actually think it might be really strong. I think it's part of the strategy here, to be honest, is that's on the cards here. You're getting Tinker to this critical mass point so much earlier. And Tinker is the type of hero that can single-handedly carry fights. So you give him that 4,200 gold to get there, say 5 or 6, 7 minutes earlier. No, it adds up.
Yeah. Well, we've talked a hell of a lot about PVISION as Heroic, though. You can see the tombstone placed by KJ. Ducalis instantly destroys it, but it'll be the cost of his life. Yuma taking care of that. They have a lot of minus armor on this squad. They have the Bristle and the Slardar with the physical damage, in addition from the Monkey King. How do you like their lineup this game?
I just wanted to say as well, it's interesting to see Yuma in the off lane and Whisper in the safe lane, right? To do that swap around to get better matchups. I think in a vacuum, this Radiant lineup, there's a lot of synergies. You know, Corrosive Haze with with Monkey and Bristle, massive physical output lineup as we already covered with the Solar. It makes a lot of sense. Your lane supports and Undying and Batrider are some of the best in the patch, so I think their lineup's pretty strong. The main issue I have going down the stretch is team fight and the way you orchestrate like your hero positionings. I think their lineup is very reliant on snowballing the game. If this goes late, I have PVISION all day because I think Tinker is not solved in this game, and I think you also have, ultimately you're going to have puck problems too, right? What is your catch? Slaughter Stun? Maybe Lasso, but you can itemize your way out of that as puck in particular. It's not going to be an easy task for Heroic, but it all comes from a good laning stage that you need to build from.
KJ gonna help Analog snag another water rune as Yuma left alone almost pays the price. Just barely survives here. Did have 14 wand charges anyway, so would have survived regardless. As 9 class makes his way over to the top lane.
Yeah, he's chilling. Waiting around. That's one of the strengths of Beastmaster. It's a hero that sometimes can be left alone in matchups, so you can free up your position 4 to be on the move. Beastmaster also enjoys the solo experience. This hero really starts accelerating at level 6 with Helm of the Dominator, which, as we've already seen in multiple other series today, might just become the item of the tournament. People are already worried that Tundra might just do it again, but this time with Helm of the Dominator instead of Wraith Pact.
Yeah.
We had a game with them earlier today where they bought 3 Dominators, and they won that game in game number 1. Of course, now they're in game number 3. So,
just wait for a mid-tournament patch where they remove the item temporarily.
Imagine mid-tournament patch, they remove Helm of the Dominator and put in Wraith Pact.
Oh, yeah. Everybody's been missing that one. Blood Grenade onto Yuma. Concoction from the south.
Oh, miss.
A little bit of miss there from Ducalis as the Tombstone plays, so Yuma will survive. Even with the Scatter Blast hitting, don't think they end up netting themselves a kill here.
Oh, interesting. He's going 1-0-2 build on the snap here. Not really a standard approach, especially laning with Tinker. You don't get additional shots on Little Shredder by leveling it. So level 1 and level 4 are equally good against the Tombstone. So you could have maybe seen something like a 1-1-1 or even 2-0-1. But the double Shredder point is surprising, but very good with Alk, of course.
Yeah, they're going to team up to take out KJ instead. Going to be able to get to the high ground, though.
He doesn't have
class
boots.
Completely out of mana, so this will be a long chase. Ducalis makes his way there, too. Another decay for his troubles. Trying to deny himself on the creeps, but the concoction is enough. So 9 class eventually does claim the kill. No one. Being hounded by Yuma. Gets off the Boundless Strike, but the coil place is only a level 4 Monkey King, and Yuma in quite a bit of trouble as a concoction does hit as Analog gonna miss the crush. No one styling, but Yuma does survive, which is the important thing for Heroic.
He lived on 3 HP against that range creep shot. Close call. Yeah, they do keep him alive, but still, I have my concerns about Monkey King. If you're starting to run to base minute 6,
true,
you've got to keep that snowball going on this hero. You're playing it in the off lane, so even now he's going to be soon to be running into a level 6 Tinker. Will not be that much fun. Can just spam him out of lane with constant marches and lasers, just refill. Of course, lest we forget, after that buff to Keen Conveyance, getting that cooldown down from 80 to 50. Sure, we're going to see that come into play a lot today in this game. Okay, not even a chuckle at that.
Several members against Mr. 9 class. That's a corrosive haze applied to him, and Whisper takes him out easily, but no one making his way here with that teleportation scroll. Analog in the little water area. He is kind of hard to kill. The Scatterblast does hit him on the sideline, though, but eventually the Slardar does fall. This can be at the trade of 2 supports for the PVISION side.
Yeah, not too bad here for Heroic, for sure. That's okay, all things considered. Now acceleration on the way. We haven't talked too much about Whisper. This guy, I've been praising him for quite a while. I think he is... I think some people would argue he is the single best player to come out of South America. I think he's at least in contention. And you put him on a hero like Bristleback that has the potential to actually carry the game here. There's a lot of pressure on him, but he's also the kind of player that really can deliver when it matters. So having him off to a good start here on that Bristle, definitely good news for the side of Heroic. He'll be rushing, by the looks of it, treads into the Lotus Orb, reflecting Beastmaster Roar, reflecting Laser, removing Silence. Speaking of Silence,
in the river, Analog gets taken out by the trio of PVISION.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on Slaughter in the mid lane? Because ever since the changes with facets and innates and all that good stuff, it does make sense that you want to be in the river.
I personally have, for the most part, that this has been popular in pro play, I found it overrated. I have yet to see... okay, that's not true. It's not like I've yet to see a game where it looks good. That's untrue. But I think the majority of the times that I've seen it, I have felt like other heroes would have done a better job at what it was meant to accomplish anyway.
Oh man, this is some
That's
big
a
steals from PVISION.
yeah.
Yuma showing up though. A lot of minus are applied with the Scatter Blast. And Balance Strike does come from, but the concoction to follow. But 9 class is eventually gonna burn away despite the defense matrix coming out from Satanic. So forcing a lot of rotation from the heroic side. They do claim a good amount of those creeps though. Schofield, oh, he's in a bit of trouble. No one actually going to the high ground. He's going to be met by several members, though. Can he get out of this? The bash is there into the crush, so not worth it for no one.
That was wild. He knew they were there too, surely, right? They just saw the stacks. The fight had just ended. He keeps chasing. It's an easy freebie there for Analog, who really needed it too. They're starting to fall behind, and now with that 1 kill on Puck, levels the field between the two of them. Have you ever seen Satanic play Tinker?
I don't
think I've seen him play Tinker. I'm curious. Obviously, he's a very young player, and young players love their
high APM heroes.
High APM, hard carry, 1v9 pub heroes.
Yeah.
If Satanic were playing mid, this would definitely be one of the heroes. He did start on mid, right? When he got his first entry into the scene, I think. So maybe he was playing it back then, and he's just bringing it back. Could be.
Ducalis will snag the shield rune. Looks like there's going to be a fight after the fact, so Ducalis eventually brought down by Yuma, who's been very active on this Monkey King.
Yeah, absolutely. He's 2-0-2 for his troubles, and his net worth is keeping up quite well, too. I was a bit concerned for him after that run back to base, but since he's converted it to a couple of kills since then, he's caught up nicely on experience, and as we talked about with the Bristleback having this free of a start, the question is, does Monkey King need to be huge, or does he need to buy utility and set up fights? Considering he has so much amplification from the Slardar and the Bristleback minus armor, maybe the Monkey kind of can play like an offlaner, even though it's Yuma playing it, and it might just work just fine. You can see he's not going for anything like a Battle Fury route. He's going the Echo Saber.
Yeah, Analog spotted. They were trying to take out DM from the sideline. They will get the Pine Cone instead, as DM will be able to walk away, but the Tier 1 tower won't be so safe. Tombstone placed, but really to no avail here.
Just securing the area. It's all right.
Is Ducalis continuing to level Little Shredder? No, it's 2-1-2 so far.
I don't think he's putting another point in it until late game, actually. I think it's just going 4-4-2 at this point. Don't see too much value in it. There's no strongly obvious synergies.
Analog about 800 away from Blink Dagger, and that is what their lineup is missing right now, is kind of the jump potential. We have a lot of heroes, once they get the Blink, can definitely take care of things. Schofield, 1200 into his as well.
Yeah, off to a good start. Schofield has... I feel like we've talked a lot about polarizing players today, but Schofield, a lot of people hold him in very high regard because he's extremely aggressive around the map and very annoying player to play against, but it also leads to some games where he goes like 0-15, just overplaying. A lot of them, though, are good deaths where you're just drawing attention to yourself, your cores get to farm. Old experience from playing with, obviously, K1 Hector, where that strategy, that team is probably the closest we have to 4 Protect 1 in modern times, if you will. The way they played for a while with some pretty good success on the international stage. I was going to say, Schofield is off to a good start. 2-1-3. He has his own games where he just pops off, and this could become one of them. It is a decent Batrider game. Not perfect, but definitely with a dagger could find a key pick hero there on the puck, or especially Tinker, which will be the grand prize this game.
Yeah.
Satanic just keeps building up. Blink, Kaya, now Ags next.
I mean, looking at the net worth, it's only a 1K lead for PVISION. Like, without looking at the teams, which lineup is happier with the state of affairs in terms of net worth?
And I still like the Dire better, just because I just have this idea that Tinker's gonna crush this game eventually. That's my biggest concern for the Radiant, is they have nullifier buyers, which is good, but once Tinker gets 5 or 6 slotted here, it will become a problem for them to really bring him down. I also, in this patch, I think Beastmaster is an incredibly powerful hero, so he's likely going to find some big impact later too. And you also, we also have the Puck. Puck is a hard carry in late game, and I don't think with the current game state that it's likely for Heroic to just start snowballing this game like crazy and not get there.
This is an interesting play. So ahead of the 14-minute wisdom, but PVISION seem to be kind of aware of this. Smoke is going to pop, so Nightclass knows somebody's on the high ground. Concoction and the Chemical Rage are there. Yuma gets the first Wukong's command off. Lasso, though, applied to Ducalis. Instantly canceled, though, into the Roar. Down goes Schofield to start this fight, and now Heroic have to get the hell out. Yuma on the tree line. Oh, he gets coiled on top of the tree. Do they have the follow-up? Can they chop the tree down? They cannot. Get Vision just at the outskirts there. Concoction hits. Scatterblast to follow, but the tree dance. They still have the chase. They cannot get him off these trees, though. And Yuma looks to be A-okay.
How often do you see a game where Monkey King can pull that off at 13 minutes? 0 heroes have a Quelling Blade, and they have no way of cutting trees aside from it either.
Yeah, it is. That was a bit awkward.
0 points in Wild X's.
That's true. Wow.
So he couldn't cut him down.
Yeah.
So really, that's a pretty funny escape that Yuma managed to play his way out of that. Nicely done to get out. Still, PVISION got what they came for. They get the wisdom, they control the area, and in the meantime, not really... This is another thing that I think is important against Tinker, is to start opening up the map a little bit and get towers. They've taken the bottom tier 1, but still to take the top safe lane Dire tier 1, which is the bigger tower to access some of Tinker's farming space. Tinker loves taking these jungle camps as part of his rotation after he's pushed out waves. So for the side of Heroic, this tower would be a really big get now. They will start committing the resources. This is a big bristleback. It's not going to be easy to get through. And yeah, they're just going to concede it. So, like the play here from Heroic, make sure you get this. And seemingly coming for free, no trades being made.
Yeah, looks to be the case.
I say that, maybe no one could almost take mid tower, actually. Got it pretty low with the siege. Not committing, afraid of the Blink Crush. Wisely so. He'll get it.
Lots of Blink Daggers going to be here relatively shortly. No one's only halfway there, but we talked about the 2 on the Heroic side, but also 9 class.
Yeah.
So 9 class with Arcane Boots into Blink. So that's going to be a good initiation option for PVISION.
So this is a 5 Blink Dagger game coming up. Alk, Puck, Bat, Slardar, and Tinker. Half of the heroes with a dagger sub 20. And we could see one on Beastmaster too now that Overlord is done. Let's see. There's a couple of build paths here for DM. I don't know if I like Ags that much because of his matchups against these 3 melee cores, so he's going to go Crimson.
Yeah, that's really good this game.
Very, very good here.
Triple core melee physical damage.
Yeah, and Wukong's command, it's great against Wukong, so I like this choice a lot. I think maybe Crimson into AC is the build. You probably don't want to buy BKB here on the Beastmaster. I don't think it's worth it. So you can keep just ramping up tankiness.
It will be Aghanim Scepter for 9 class.
I think he's giving it to Tinker, but let's see.
Yeah, I mean, you might be right. Because a lot of times might have some action here. Roche, Boundless Strike into the lasso. Is this going to be enough damage? Mortimer's Kiss is coming. No one's in a lot of trouble. He's going to get the coil off, but dies right after. It will be a trade, though, for Analog, who died to Roche, apparently. As the Wukong's command continues, Yuma has to exit the pit, though. Now the Tombstone going to be taken out inside said pit. 9 class with a concoction right onto the bristleback as Satanic gets cookied away. Now the Scatterblast applies the Whisper, slow to a crawl. He gets Triceratopsed. And now the pit. I mean, the Roche is not that low. So this looks like a full reset, and maybe we'll see if these teams want to fight again.
2 for 1 there for PVISION, probably good enough. They get the Undying, obviously, with the instant respawn, but the Roche killing Slaughter, a little bit of a thorn in their side, but still, more than anything, you just want to delay this Roche and try to prevent Heroic from grabbing it with their Corrosive Haze lineup. So Undying plus Slaughter love getting involved with the Roshan fight. Every time you're unsuccessful and you stall them out, again, I think this is what's really important in this game is you're playing probably, I think it's fair to say, an underdog in Heroic here against PVISION, who have been one of the giants of the year, and PVISION probably just very comfortable with the idea of going late.
Oh yeah.
I think if you're the underdog team and you have to play fast and things don't go well in the beginning, you can very quickly, you can lead to erratic moves where you're like, okay, we have to do something. And then if one of those moves fails, you kind of lose your way. Got to keep it cool here and look for the right timing windows, where I think in particular the BKBs on Heroic are the time to strike. You can see 3 of them queuing it up. Actually, wait a second. Bristle changed away to Sanjin Yasha.
9 class is dead.
Class.
Of course, just a support, but Heroic will take what they can get. 2K deficit for them.
I was about to say it's against Alchemist, but doesn't really count in this game.
No, it does not.
If this were a carry Alch and you were 2K gold behind, you'd be happy.
Oh yeah, 100%. Coil onto the Bristle back. Do they have the damage? Satanic is here with the laser.
It's an axe
half
laser.
HP for Whisper as the Mortimer's Kiss is coming for him. He's just brushing it off as Analog looking to reinitiate. As Whisper looks to be fine. Crush onto Satanic now, but the Roar to counteract this. Slaughter taking a lot of damage as a result. Satanic gets cookied, but the Boundless Strike is there. Wukong's command from Yuma. This is a huge fight for Heroic. They get 2 kills. Attempted TP, not to be there. Double kill for Yuma. 3 for nothing, and Heroic coming out way on top of this fight.
That's big. That is such a key moment for them. Easily the biggest fight of the game there, finding those 3 kills. One on the Tinker in particular, worth a ton of gold here.
And now they can get Roche.
Yeah, that's the Monkey King as well as the Bristleback just doing the damage with the minus armor. When the fights extend and PVISION don't find their initial kills, kind of ended up slightly over diving. You can see here, very committed to this Bristle, turning into a good bait here for Whisper, and they start getting pincered. And this blink in, oh, it's also, that's a really good angle to get the translocator on. He was facing bottom right because he was rearming after his laser, so when they proc the translocator, he gets effectively force-staffed into the enemy team. Really nicely done there for Heroic and the Aegis, the grand prize. 5-0-3 now for Yuma. This offlane Monkey King placement has paid dividends. Now, as I was mentioning, the BKBs are on the way. This is the item against Tinker. You want to make sure you have the staying power once this insane Magic and Pure Burst starts coming out.
Yeah.
And you're going to be buying that on, at the very least, Monkey and Slaughter for sure. Maybe Bristle later. He's going Sanjin Yasha into Nullifier, which I think is a solid choice. Another pick here for Analog.
Easy.
Soloing him up.
They could go for the Tormentor now as well, if they'd like, although PVISION on that side of the map right now. What do you think of the Desolator on Yuma? So going all in on this physical damage and the minus armor.
I think it's
3
good.
other cores with minus armor to work with.
You might as well amp it up, right? You're anticipating that. What are the heroes you want to kill in this game? It's Puck and it's Tinker primarily. That will be tricky kills. If you have enough minus armor, you kill them in 1 stun.
Yeah.
The alternative angle for Monkey would have been going like Orchid and then later building Bloodthorn. But I don't know if Yuma has the confidence that he can just Orchid, Puck, and commit on him. I think this is more about getting the burst from range. So having a strong Boundless, having a good Wukong's command that does a lot of damage, and just playing around your other cores. I think Yuma's done a very good job this game at not over-committing. It's a trap that many Monkey King players fall into against this type of lineup, is that once you start chasing for Jingu stacks, you could just die.
Lasso into the crush, but no one. Phase shift, blink available. To the north he goes. Corrosive Haze still applied, but you can see the reinforcements arriving for PVISION, including the likes of Satanic. With that Aghanim Scepter, Bristleback does have to be a bit careful. Has the SNY, so the status resist now online, and then looks like Nullifier next on the list for him.
Yeah, standard. They need one against Tinker, right?
Yeah,
even if
Defense
Tinker
Matrix,
himself.
very annoying to deal with.
If Satanic finishes his Kaya Sanj, I'm even more on board with giving him the Ags. I think you have to give him that gold influx to not have him be too weak in the coming 5 to 10 minutes. But the question is, when can 9 class even finish this? He's a long way to go. We're 22 minutes in.
He's halfway there.
Yeah.
Not that bad.
It's gonna take a while.
I mean, it's not like, as a support, the concoction has been quite good. So just being able to funnel gold into your, like, even if it's later, this is still fine, I think.
This is a matter of how much can Heroic play the map right now, because I think they're currently, in terms of power levels, they're way ahead.
Oh, jeez. That is some damage. Cookie gonna try to help him survive. Yuma gets silence on the tree line with the coil to follow, and the Mortimer's Kisses as well. Gets the balance strike onto only one, as Yuma burning away slowly. Do they have the catch? Another laser coming in from Satanic, bounces, and Yuma finds the distance. Of course, he has that second life to work with, but I guess only a minute and a half left on the expiration. He's looking to finish that BKB before taking a fight.
Yeah. What you just saw there is probably the type of gameplay we'll see the next 5 minutes, because Heroic recognize that they are stronger in skirmishes of any kind right now, so they will be looking for picks, and PVISION likely also recognize the same fact and will try to split around and get whatever farm they can and push out the waves and try their best to just play. It's a game of cat and mouse essentially right now, where I don't think you're going to see PVISION much in the offense for a little while.
Yeah. Heroic, on the other hand, definitely going to be hunting. They want to get some Deso stacks for their Monkey King.
Yeah.
So they head to the bottom lane. Not going to find any connection, though.
This is when gameplay against Tinker is really interesting at the high level, because it really becomes a mind game where you are trying to anticipate where Tinker will teleport to next to farm and spring the trap by being there in advance. And at the same time, Tinker is aware that you're trying to do that, so he's also weighing his options. So every single teleport, you're looking at the map, you're thinking about placements, and so far, they haven't found Satanic a single time this game. He's died once, but it was his own initiative. So he's done a very good job at making the right reads, but even the greatest will eventually have a slip-up. Heroic needs to be ready to find that moment of opportunity.
And Whisper is going to get gone on to start from the PVISION side. They expend the coil. He's just going to stand there and try to wait this out as the grab ally plays. So KJ keeping his bristle safe. He'll be able to walk away now.
Tombstone. Tombstone saves very good against Roar and Concoction. Some very telegraphed long
for the lasso. 9 class is the recipient. Yuma deletes him. Nice boundless strike. Nice pickoff for Heroic. A hit and run. Going to delay this Aghanim Scepter even more. Now that the lasso is down, PVISION not too scared to show up and potentially take a fight of their own.
This is just a further delayed Axe. Like, when are we talking now for 9 class? When's this 4 Alk gonna mean anything?
Dead. Mega dead.
So far, when was it they picked Alk? It was second pick, right? I think they picked it second overall for themselves in the draft. So far, I have yet to see the reward. Hasn't really been all that impactful, but in 9 class classic fashion, might just find that magic moment.
I mean, he's been involved in 6 kills.
Yeah,
it's not like that. But I mean, I think
a lot of 4s that could have done that, right?
Well, yeah. I think usually used to seeing, like, it fits 9 class's playstyle and the fact that he's picking a weird hero.
Yeah.
But it's not fitting his playstyle because he's not getting farm himself. He's giving that farm to other people, right? So it is a little weird, I suppose. Analog, that shield rune. No one could get boundless struck.
Oh!
Lasso on top is back up and running. But the defense matrix placed by Satanic should be enough for no one to get away. Getting a little bit low, illusory orbs away. They have the nullifier onto the Tinker. Gets to crush as well, but the DM with the roar to try to save him. Big boundless strike onto 2 heroes, but Tinker is dead. It's going to be the trade for Analog. As Yuma turning into a statue temporarily. Using that Wukong's command to break up the fight, and in the end, it's a 1-for-1.
That was some really nice utility usage from both teams. They get the shield off initially on Puck, which even ends up keeping no one alive. Then the nullifier reveal gets onto the Tinker. They get a good cookie to create the distance. He gets, I believe he got crested as well as crimsoned after nullifier expired. So they almost saved the Tinker, but not quite. And when all is said and done, that's pretty much an even trade across the board, but some pretty strong individual plays. Clutchness factor is definitely up there. And now The item that I'm looking at right now is when does Tinker get BKB? Because I think that fight was a really good indication that Heroics still have what it takes to kill him, but once the BKB comes out, this is going to be trouble, right?
Yeah.
It's not too much the damage mitigation part of it because they have so much physical component, but being able to avoid certain slows and stuns here is going to go a long way for Satanic to just get off one more shield. And of course, protecting his defense matrix is the big thing against Nullifier. So, really, really wants to get there. If they were to give him the Ags, 700 gold away now for 9 class, he would just have it. And just buy BKB plus another item almost. We'll see.
Another Lotus, but Analog is going Lotus as well. So 2 Lotuses on 2 cores for Heroic.
Yeah, it's very good against Laser and Roar.
Do you think it's overkill, or do you think this is just necessary?
I don't mind it. I think they have enough damage as long as they can stay in the fight, and I think that is what Lotus allows them to do. Deal with Laser, deal with Roar, Threat, remove Puck silences so you can cast your Crush. I think it's solid. The armor part of it is honestly rather insignificant, which is the funny part. Like, how much physical damage is the Dire even doing? It's like pure and magical, right? Well, against Tinker and Puck cores, usually what you would be angling for is BKB almost like first item, which 2 of them did. Bristle will, of course, get it now as well after all the other big build-ups he's had. Making quick work of this top tier 2. I don't know if PVISION are interested in holding it. They'll Glyph for now. Thinking about it. All right, here it is. Who do you think he gives it to? Have we seen it yet?
You've convinced me on Tinker, but I mean, the thing is, like with Beastmaster, when you go this build, you don't want to go Ags anyway. Generally, I mean, if it's free, sure, but it's
really good
the
at
same play style. Really.
It would have been really good on Puck too, right?
Yeah, Puck was the other choice.
But yeah, he gives it to Tinker. Full refund. That is BKB, and now almost E-Blade completed now for Satanic. So gets a massive injection of
Whisper. Concoction hits. Shivas does not. Meanwhile, Yuma just takes out 9 class easily. That's what happens when you give up your whole network. Is you're just food for the enemy carry. TP attempt from Satanic is successful. As Whisper continuing the chase, they're going to be able to find the Beastmaster in the tree line, but they cannot cancel the TP.
Close call.
So 2 supports dead for PVISION, and that is the end of this fight.
Okay. I think, Shannon, I think it's about time. I think now Satanic, it's time to justify your Tinker pick. You've just sacrificed your position 4's bank to get 6 slots. Well, Bottle is not a slot, but...
The other slot's empty right now.
Yeah, oh yeah, of course he couldn't. He combined his lens and his Ghost Center. So now you're 4 slotted. Plus a free Ag,
that
so 5.
Scary. Oh, no one tries to go for the Age. It's a good attempt. That was extremely close. Gonna get lassoed though. Onto Satanic, but the defense matrix was there. No one getting extremely low. Gets the phase shift off at the last moment. Looks like the Illusion Orb will be able to get him out of dodge. Analog in the meantime retreating with that BKB. And Schofield in the tree line gets to the high ground. Looks like everybody's going to get out for Heroic. So they get the Aegis, they get the Roche banner, and they keep all their lives.
Clean hit and run. Very nice.
Yeah, PVISION definitely on the back foot right now. And you're right, we're going to have to start seeing some results from Mr. Satanic.
All right, you know what? I'll give him 2 more minutes. He needs Dagon as well. Just
all right,
hang on.
5 slots.
Hang on.
Good.
Yeah. Technically, Dagon would be 6 slotted, right? Because the Ags is just not taking a slot because he got it for free. So right now, his hero is worth 5 slots.
Fine.
Got a bit of a pause here from Ducalis.
Are people not going sheep anymore on this hero? I feel like I haven't seen it in quite a while.
Not as much. I think when you're not able to just chain rearm, it's not the same. I think just having this more burst approach is...
If you guys are wondering what peak gameplay of Tinker has been in history of the entire game of Dota, not just Dota 2, it's Manta-style Tinker. You remember that? My God, that was so dumb.
The original, I think...
And it wouldn't even refresh, like, you couldn't even get infinite illusions. It didn't even work that way. It was just good stats. That's it.
What was he called? I think it was Virot 2 in Dota 1. This was back around the time that Merlini started playing pro, I think. So we're talking...
So most people watching were in diapers.
We're talking like 2004, maybe. 2003, 2004. I think Virot... He was called Virot, I think. Recognize.
Oh, my goodness. Jeez.
Because at the time, everyone was playing Tinker with Arcane Ring or Arcane Boots or whatever. And then Vira realized, what if you go travels? They could just travel around the map and split push waves, and then he bought Manta.
Yeah.
To just keep non-commit pushing waves all game.
Really strong. The tier 2 tower will be claimed for Heroic. 9K lead coming in as the underdog for sure. PVISION has had their way with so many teams this year. But coming in with a very unorthodox strategy even for them in the position 1 Tinker.
It's fair to say, and it begs the question, was this ALK pivot to 4, was that the original plan, or was it out of necessity that they were like, we can't play it carry here?
Right.
Like the matchups are just too bad, so we have to downgrade it? Or was it always meant to be this?
Even if that was the case, I mean, Tinker wasn't necessary.
Of course,
but
absolutely other
we'll see if it works out. He's not 6-slotted yet, as you said. Critical mass still yet to be hit for Mr. Satanic. The self-proclaimed best carry in the world. As
much as Heroic are in control of this game, it's definitely, again, I think this is the type of game that, oh, hang on.
That is a
catch
coil.
on Slardar.
In a bit of trouble. Laser's going to connect onto 2. 9 class with a concoction. The BKB actually gets reflected. The concoction back onto poor 9 class. Wukong's command reserved just for him, it seems. Gets harpooned into the arms of Yuma. That is the death of the support. But it's going to be the claim of the Aegis as 9 class buys back instantly. So no more Wukong's command. Now in a little bit of precarious spot, pops the BKB, attempted TP. The Nightfall maneuver is successful. Meanwhile, Schofield stuck in a pretty tough spot. They're trying to split their efforts to get a little bit greedy. They will be able to claim the Batrider. And that's going to drop a gem, so that's a lot of net worth now in favor of PVISION. They have 2 gems, in fact.
Oh, the chase is on.
Yeah, concoction again reflected, but I thought they might have the resources, but Analog gets the blink off in time.
Yeah, so how much int does Tinker have right now? What's his CDR? Can you see that when you mouse? 43%. So obviously quite a way to grow in terms of item cooldown here. Once Satanic starts leveling up the Dagon, getting more hero levels, he will get lower and lower cooldown on Blink, E-Blade, and BKB, which, especially the Blink cooldown, feels really valuable here in terms of the chasing potential. Obviously, it's going to help him a ton to get the upgraded Blink as well, the Arcane Blink later.
Yep. Well, they tried to go on top of 9 class, but
nice
Whisper
BKB.
Now, he's outnumbered. Pops the BKB, took a roar, will take a coil as well. So 2 ultimates in his face. Laser to follow, and eventually the Bristleback does drop. 80 seconds. That's a long time to be dead. We'll see what PVISION can get out of this.
Yeah, this is a pretty big deal. This should be bot tier 2 at the very least. You have a Beastmaster with Overlord. Like, this is not going to stay up. But probably not high ground on the cards. That's another thing that we haven't really talked about. The Dire lineup sucks at taking the base. That's kind of I guess Beastmaster is okay since he has AC and Overlord, so it's the better pushing build for Beast. But usually when you're looking at going high ground, you're also getting some sort of right-click carry that's going to deal tower damage. Tinker is not it. He's never going to hit buildings. So even if PVISION take a good fight, they might not be able to really
in the tree line. Get the lasso with Wukong's command to follow. DM still pretty healthy overall. They have a lot of backline.
Oh, nice reflected roar.
Reflects the roar as Yuma in a bit of trouble. Grab ally is going to keep him alive for the time being. Turns into a statue. Now the Wukong's command is gone, and he's left to his own devices. BKB pop from Satanic. They will be able to finish off the Monkey King. And this is all in the midst of the death of the Bristleback from earlier. Still 20 seconds to come back.
Yeah, surprised this even turns into a fight. Heroic were looking for trouble.
They did not spot KJ here, did they?
I personally feel like this is just a give-up tower. Like, choosing this fight, this is a pretty good result to get a 1-for-1. When all said and done, trading the Beastmaster for the Monkey King is honestly not that bad. You took a 4v5, right? So
KJ survives, by the way, in case you're wondering.
Yep, exactly. Did make his way out.
Siege wagons here too. I guess without the Beastmaster not feeling too comfortable, but PVISION will get the next Tormentor.
Yeah, get used to
the shard.
Get used to the laser sound. You're going to be hearing it a lot more now.
9 class
shard for ALK. All right, Berserk Potion.
Yeah.
So
they don't really have a real carry to put that on.
Now, who's the basic Dispel good against? It's nice to remove Goose Stacks and Batrider Resin.
Yeah.
Or, excuse me, Napalm. Corrosive Haze until 25. on Slardar will also be removable. It's not bad.
Yeah,
I
it's
think
a dispel, but for the other aspects, it's... I mean, it's not like it's bad, but it's, you're not really taking full advantage without a true carry in the
you were
lineup.
either getting that one or the Beastmaster one, which is the upgraded Hawk. I think you'd rather have this one. I think it has more utility. Snap already has her, so she was not a candidate. So... yeah, speaking of the shards, eventually, obviously, Satanic will also be getting the Warp Flare.
Everyone's
Still room to
favorite,
grow.
yeah.
Extremely obnoxious to play against this
It
melee
really
core,
is.
and there's 3 of them.
True.
Once those BKBs are down, Satanic can just control the fights. I actually think, in hindsight, now that we've seen the game play out, maybe that was worth buying earlier.
I was going to say, why did he not do that?
I do think Warp Flare could have been a purchase 15 minutes ago. Yeah.
Well, he wants to get 7 slotted first, then he'll have room.
He has it in quick buy. He does recognize that it exists. So
Well, that's good.
that's something. But yeah, let me just get my Dagon 5 first, guys.
Yeah. Every gold counts here towards the most expensive item in the game, the Dagon 5. As Yuma has 14 stacks on that Deso. Of course, Heroic had like an 8-9K net worth lead. Now it's just dead even.
Yeah.
9 class about to finish his second Ags of the game.
It's a pretty interesting looking graph, actually.
I think this one should go to Puck, I would think.
Heroic with that big hill, and then boom, all of it vanishing over 3 minutes. Yeah, the second axe, Puck, absolutely. Yeah, and he has it. So, all right. No one is also starting to reach critical mass here. He will have the Dream Coil attacks and almost has Parasma. So this was talked about on the panel as well. Rhea was bringing up the Parasma plus Tinker, just overall magic damage burst with Dagon E-Blade. It's becoming reality. Probably not exactly the way PVISION were imagining to get to this stage, but they got there.
Oh, do they have the catch for this? They're going to attempt it. Monkey King already have HP, but the grab ally keeping him alive for the time being. The roar to counteract this, though. They find the connection, and no one is dead inside the Wukongs. TP attempt, but the Boundless Strike cancels it, so another core likely to fall as PVISION have to reset because of the Mortimer's Kisses. Lasers continuing to come from Satanic, just decimating Whisper. Goki can keep DM alive, who has somehow stayed alive during this entire engagement. Schofield stuck in a horrible spot. Another laser finds him and puts him into the grave.
I think Satanic might have done more damage to heroes on his team there than Heroic did almost with those reflected lasers.
I don't think that's going to show up.
But, okay, so hang on.
Another laser. This is not done yet. 9 class kind of up front and personal as the congregations of the deep are going to connect at Satanic. He's going to warp flare to the right side, going to stay alive as a result, and now going to continue with the laser barrage onto Satanic. And
so many.
Truly, that will end the fight now.
So many thousand viewers in the audience right now, just redeemed. They feel vindicated with how much they hate playing against Tinker in their pub games. They're like, this is exactly how the Tinkers I play against play. And that is untrue. They are a bit worse than Satanic, most likely, who obviously has had pretty much stellar positioning for the majority of the game and had really good map plays. But in terms of the spell casting, you know, it's quite a few people that can do these spell volleys. It's the macro stuff that really makes the player. And well, he has found himself another macro play.
Yeah, turns into the statue. That's going to help.
Oh, he's
Jumps
in there.
to the trees.
Okay.
And it looks like he'll be okay, unless he's spotted.
The classic Tinker blinks into the middle of Wukong's command play that we have gotten used to seeing.
Well, the fact that he had the Wukongs as a getaway, you don't see that very often either with that change. This will set up another Roche, this time for PVISION. No one with the Aegis. Also
Definitely
has
some
the
quick
damage
thinking there on the side of Yuma for sure. I guess Boundless might have been on cooldown because he does have the shard, so maybe he could have made some distance. But maybe
I mean,
he
that's
already
45 seconds. They could just force the issue knowing that Wukong's is down. It's a tight window, I suppose, but...
Yeah, Puck actually hits hard now. He has amp damage rune for a bit, so could maybe think about doing some building damage, but it's established. You absolutely need Beastmaster there to really pose a threat to structures.
9 class has nothing queued up. His job is done for the game.
Yep.
He's given up 8K worth of items.
Notice, by the way, we didn't really talk about this, did we? He started with...
Oh, okay, Jay. Goodbye. Oh, my God.
Well, that's without Parasma.
Well, he's back. It's okay.
Yep, true.
Who's laughing now?
Nobody died. We didn't talk about this. Alk went for seed money, in spite of going the...
Oh, yeah, true.
The sharing Ags build.
Yeah, the roar onto the bristleback. There's the grab ally. He was BKB'd. He's going to be able to get away, though. So it's a trade of a few spells as the Tombstone eventually goes down, as well as the tier 2.
It seems really difficult for Heroic to enter fights now. They just can't really breach. They can't break through the Puck with Aegis. That's already a tough kill the first time. Give him 2 lives. There's the defense matrix problem. There's all the defensive items that they have through the Crimson Guard, through Force Staff, Solar Crest, Cookie Save. There's many, many different little things that you need to navigate your way around. With triple melee core, it's a tall order. The one item here that really enables them to do stuff is the Nullifier that they have 2 of on Bristle and Slardar. But the execution has to be really pristine to really pull this off at this point. It's very, very hard to see the angle. But again, the saving grace is that, well, PVISION probably not too eager to siege necessarily. But is there a light at the end of the tunnel here is the question. Like, do things get better at some point? Like, does it turn? Does Tinker, when the other heroes on the Radiant get 6 slots too, can they solve this
So
guy?
in 20 minutes?
Yeah, something like that.
Just got to hope for those tier 5s.
Tinker now going for Refresher.
DM's going to run into the entirety of Heroic as we see the big Wukong's command.
That will kill him.
Indeed, 80 seconds. Long time, PVISION. They still want to fight, potentially? 4 versus 5. They have the Aegis, of course, as Schofield taking the barrage. Mortimer's kisses. There's the grab ally. And now they have the silence on top of the Puck as well, but they'll be able to walk away. There's no one. He used his glove. He still wants to fight here?
Not enough.
And the Aghanim Scepter doing a decent amount, but the Glimmer Cape keeping him alive.
And no one itemizing into Lincoln's next rather than some damage for his Axe Coil. Could have maybe seen something like a Daedalus or a Revenant's Brooch, or sometimes we've seen Mjolnir in the past. I don't think that's particularly good here, but well, maybe it feels like damage is not really the issue. We just need the fights to go long enough, and then we'll manage, which is probably a fair choice. You get your answer for 9 class. He's going BKB. The classic Blink BKB Alk. Not really...
Very fearsome.
Well, it's usually good on carry with Radiance in between, but...
But he doesn't play carry. So
nope.
That's the issue. Boundless Strike opening. No one. Gonna brush it off. Yuma. Ooh, he actually gets clipped by the Scatter Blast. Jumps all over the place. Oh, they spot him at the last moment. The cookie hits. They have the lasso. Try to counteract this completely. Snapfire is going to stay alive, getting healed to a high degree, but the Wukong's command is going to seal his fate. Yuma, though, extremely low. The dodge on the Boundless Strike, so can't heal up. The phase shift keeping no one alive. Trying to take out the Monkey King. Turns into statue again. The last moment, trying to dodge with the mischief again. The laser and the grab ally keeping the Monkey King alive inside this Wukong's command. Finally drops to the deck. And now the barrage continuing onto the bristleback, making him less and less tanky with each instance of damage. Attempted Nightfall, successful. The PVISION.
Oh yeah, the root
winning
doesn't stop the gate. He went down, and Tinker got the Warp Flare on Slardar as he's going through the gate. That's not stopping it, but, well, he can still TP up the other way.
Yeah. Feels like an endless chase, but the Slardar will survive.
Look at that damage on Yuma, though. That's crazy. He did 13k there.
When that many heroes are inside your Wukong's command for that long.
Still not... You weren't
it's pretty
expecting...
cool, though. Like, you have the Boundless Strike to get to the other side if you want. You have the Soldier thingy, the Facet. You have Tombstone, Grab Ally.
Yep, they used their utility really well. He did a ton of damage. He doubled Tinker, and they still lost.
Yes, that is the issue. Fortification popped as PVISION. They're only missing one member, and that is the support Alk that has given up his whole net worth. And this is likely to be a lane as they have the Dragon at their disposal. Question is, will they go for 2? 30 seconds for the Monkey King. That looks like a full reset from PVISION.
I think something to keep in mind about this game, in like the grander scheme of the tournament, is that if you're PVISION and you're you're a confident team. Some might even say sometimes you might be like a little cocky on that side of like we know we're better.
Yeah.
If that's your mindset going in, this could be a statement game to like plant a seed for later in the tournament to make it harder for enemy teams to draft against you.
Yeah. Oh, we might pick Tinker at position 1.
You're just showing carry Tinker in the very first game of your very first game of the tournament against a team that you feel like you're better than, so you should win. And then this is like. It's an interesting strategy because we've seen it used before as well. In matchups where you're more favored, you will bring out more experimental stuff that you can then use as leverage later in the tournament in drafting. So you could argue, why did you show your carry Tinker in game 1 against a team that you're favored against? But the value of just having you be a harder team to draft against goes a long way when you get to the tougher matchups.
Yeah, I don't mind it. I mean, I feel like there's this whole discussion about teams kind of sitting on strats, and with this Swiss format, you're not really, it's not catered towards that anyway, right?
No, you want
need
to take
be able to do well.
Yeah, you have to take it seriously. Getting off to a good start.
I mean, we've seen a lot of teams. There's no one going for the haste rune, able to blink out, but the lasso actually reflected. Nullifier applied to him as well. No one's going to get stunned by several members of PVISION. Actually dies and buys back instantly. Wukong's command continuing. The rest of the heroes on the outskirts. Lasers continuing on to Schofield. He looks to be dead with one more. Down he goes. No buyback for him. As Undying dying solo to no one. As a Concoction will not claim another member. So 2 dead for Heroic at the cost of a buyback.
In a vacuum, it's not that bad of a trade for Heroic, but you don't have buybacks. So if the pressure is coming the other way, if PVISION recognize what's going on, the game is actually probably just over here. A full minute. Okay, Undying got his back. That helps. Batrider is far away. That's not happening, even with Bounty and pickups. So this is a guaranteed 5v4 at best for Heroic.
Yeah, I mean, they saw the Aghanim Scepter for the Batrider. Usually that is a luxury pickup for this hero.
Yeah, I can't say I love it here. It doesn't feel like it's a likely game to get 2 lassoed targets together, right?
But if you did.
That's right, if you do.
On the high ground, Roche Banner doing work. Fortification only going to delay the inevitable. 30 seconds on the Batrider to come back. PVISION talked about their high ground not being the craziest in terms of push. This will take a bit. And nobody can really get close to Roche's banner. That is the main issue right now with triple melee core. That is an inherent issue with your lineup. As there's a coil, another grab ally onto 1. 9 class Concoction on self into Yuma's arms, and Yuma will clean him up easily. No one has to pop the BKB in retreat. No Wukong's command to work with. Maybe PVISION just reset. Schofield looking for an opening with that lasso with the Aghanim Scepter. Could find 2 targets. Blink down for 8 seconds though. And PVISION just standing their ground. As I say that, they blink away.
Yeah, they should really try to go on the hunt here. I think a smoke up and then using this. If you can somehow find the jump with Bristle and Slaughter together, you might just be able to instantly burst a core. Bristle with the Orchid, Abyssal, and Nullifier. Gotta make sure he presses his buttons cleverly here, because you are playing against some nice defensive utility, but make sure you just get in there, get the damage out, and burst immediately. Once the fight stabilizes, it seems very difficult for them to get through PVISION, but like theoretically speaking, there's so insanely overwhelming amounts of physical damage that you should be able to burst even Tinker. I actually think Tinker is the easiest core to kill here, right? Beastmaster is sitting on almost 60 armor. Puck has almost 40, but Tinker only 18.
Oh, so damn. They spot him.
This will be good.
And with all that armor, is it going to be enough? No,
yes.
He is dead. There's no one. Boundless Strike, not going to connect for Yuma.
But that was also without Monkey, right? That was the other heroes. So they only had 2 of their hard-hitting boys there. And that's a big kill. If this buyback doesn't come out, you get the Roche. And even if it does come out, this is, look how stupidly fast this was.
That's like killing a creep.
That was a 5-second Roche.
Oh, Mortimer's, okay. There's no one going in. It's a shield rune. Shiva's activated. Yuma pops the BKB and brings the Alchemist back into his arms again. Chomps him.
Okay.
So 2 still dead here for PVISION now. Both retain buybacks and Heroic.
It's a pretty good sequence for Heroic.
Absolutely.
Nullifier now also going to be bought by Yuma. When's the last time you've seen the same team have 3 Nullifiers? I don't know if I've ever seen that.
Some massive hate for that Tinker.
At least not the current version of Nullifier. Maybe the old one.
The one that muted?
Yeah, that one was pretty sick.
Yeah, the old classic.
This is
Orchid
definitely
nullifier.
very rare. 9 class, stat farming.
Nice little gem just chilling there. Is it bait?
Hmm.
No, it is not. It is for the courier to pick up, it seems. As we are 52 minutes in. How much can Heroic get out of this Aegis?
I actually think there's some really important items coming up now for Heroic. They have a lot of gold in the bank. So Bad Rider's close to BKB, which I think could be huge. We've seen Schofield being targeted and isolated quite a lot by the side of PVISION with 7 out of the 20 deaths. You got Bristleback almost with Lincolns if he wants to, or he could upgrade his dagger. Also 6.5k on the Slardar. And Monkey King is opting for Satanic rather than the Nullifier, so wanted to go that route instead for more ability to stick around in fights. This is definitely... I found this game very difficult to predict. Like, it's so uncharacteristic the way PVISION have drafted here that it's hard to really say with much confidence how the game state really feels. And I wonder if it's the same for the teams as well, right? You're kind of playing off of feeling here rather than a lot of experience against this exact archetype lineup. Because when's the last time you played against Carry Tinker, right? Like, you kind of just have to...
Yeah.
Have a read. He is maxed out now, by the way, I do believe, on Satanic.
Oh, is he now?
So he could buy a Moon Shard for the puck.
Oh, yeah.
Is there anything else he could really do here with his inventory? I think he needs everything he has. Like, what would you even replace? You could get a Rapier, I suppose, but I don't know what you would slot out for that.
Well, yeah, that's true, because you can't backpack a Rapier.
No.
Because I was
like, I don't think
a BKB with a Rapier on your courier.
Yeah.
The delivers, and then you put the BKB in your backpack.
I guess. I mean, that's what we're getting to. I don't think any of your items are replaceable. So probably just going to be the inventory here. I'm very curious how he spends his gold now.
Well, it could be a refresher backpack for something else.
Yeah, he can backpack the refresher after using it, but he has to have it available.
Yeah.
It needs to be in the inventory.
Yeah, of course.
So you're right. He could put something in the backpack to swap in on refresher use, but what would that be then? Hex?
Yeah, Hex is
I mean,
good.
what else is there, really?
You'd be missing out on double Hex in that case, but yeah, wasn't prioritizing it anyway. Balance Strike not going to hit. Coil onto 2. Mortimer's Kisses to follow. DM coming in. The grab ally saving 1. As Whisper going to town onto 9 class gets a double hit and killed off. Crimson Guard with the BKBs. 1 dead for PVISION. Heroic, remember, they still have this Aegis, minute and a half. They have the cheese. They have double Roshan banner, apparently.
It genuinely feels like half the fights this game are, is it 9 class or is it Schofield dying? That's kind of been the constant in every engagement. Either Bat or Alk will go down. Now that's the 11th death for 9 class. A thankless job to give away all your hard-earned money and then feeding after. Unfair.
Very sad.
And he even bought the BKB to try to protect himself. Isn't really offering much protection, but now it obviously, together with the Ghost Scepter, can keep you alive because you block the nullifiers.
I mean, the good news is, because of his Aghanim Scepter giving, he has 50 attack damage, Cinderin.
Yep.
That is really strong.
True that. If this game does go to 120 minutes, he could become a carry.
Yeah, he can gain 100 damage.
Yep.
Wait, if you give yourself Ags, it's 125 then, right?
Yep. And then...
Really strong.
And then you... Well, can you still give yourself, or did they remove that? Actually, I don't remember.
Yeah. It's been a while.
Either way.
Okay, the roar will connect. Satanic with the lasers from afar, but Yuma going to be A-okay. They placed Roshan's banner pretty far back, actually. This is kind of interesting. Trying to bait them into killing it off.
Stacking waves.
Yeah, maybe. There's a crush from Analog. And Roshan's banner is taken out. There's the lasso. It's reflected, though. Wukong's command comes out, connecting onto 3 heroes. Grab ally, saving 1 again, but DM will not be the recipient. He will drop. 97 seconds. Does have the buyback at the ready, though. There's no one in company waiting out both the Tombstone and the Wukongs, and now we'll back away.
Tanky, too. They don't have the best heroes for destroying this. They have Snapfire, which is good, but you give it 1 Soul Rip, So many instances of damage to get through, and they will just let the creeps take care of it, which will take forever, so they won't, and they will be too late.
Right, well, that was the beta test Roche banner. Now they have... Well, maybe it was the alpha, actually. This is the beta.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Oh, amp damage rune. This is a potentially... a lot of the time, amp damage runes this late in the game can be game enders. They did see it, right? They didn't Analog see it? Oh, they're pinging it now with Schofield. They didn't
Their base
notice.
is in shambles, though. These siege creeps killed off a tier 4. Yeah, they're going to have to push out this lane.
Bit of buffer for now. They have a good push bot now. Okay, amp damage rune for Yuma.
They're definitely not panicking. They're still showing themselves in the area.
I feel like it's been a very long time since I've seen a game where Lotus Orb had this much impact for both teams, right? It's just so much. Reflected roars, reflected lasso, reflected lasers. Lotus Orbs in total have played more than the role of a hero, I think, in this game.
It's been pretty annoying to deal with, no doubt.
60 minutes, Shannon.
Oh, yeah.
We're only 2 minutes away.
I didn't want to say
anything. These are the games that every pub player loves. The late game Tinker 60-minute slugfest. This is why people queue up. This is why Turbo was invented, actually.
Yeah,
some people don't like this.
Schofield looking for an opening.
Early
Gets
BKB.
coiled, though, for his troubles. Illusory Orb, but the Mortimers to follow. There's the grab ally again. Puck inside this Wukong's command. It's a massive one. Has the face shift, pops the BKB, but they get lassoed after the fact. Gonna stay alive thanks to the E-Blade being used defensively this time. And just like that, the Wukong's command has ended. Can they fight now? Crush. Nullifier applied to the Beastmaster as well. Cookie to save him. 9 class. They get hexed. Lasers from afar. This is such a hard fight for Heroic to take. Maybe it is the tier 5s that are needed.
Wait, so how many heroes on Heroic have Axe? Slardar? Is he the only one? Slardar and Bat. It matters because when those heroes are Lotus, they reflect an Axe laser, right? So whenever you're lasering Bat or Slardar, you're also probably blinding a teammate.
So basically, you don't want to go Ags now for Heroic, right? To counteract that.
Well,
very important.
No, you want to have Axe so that when Tinker lasers you, he lasers more of his teammates, right? They're doing so much damage reflection with this.
They're going to find the connection. There's the BKB pop from the Slardar, though. Coil onto 2. Mortimer's again from afar. Grab ally. Try to take down this Tombstone. It's going to be close. The Analog comes out at the last moment. Pops the cheese as well to stay alive. Back to half HP again. The Cookie to get no one into the front of this fight. Pops the BKB with the Crimson Guard. Laser again into the Dagon. Satanic doing so much from so far away, they just cannot deal with it. And it looks like the Bristleback is completely isolated from his team and eventually brought down. Wukong's command has been so long, it's back up again. DM gets dropped as a result. A 1-for-1, big laser on the 2, but a huge heal from the Jingu as another beautiful boundless strike. Double kill for Yuma, another Wukong's command. Attempted. Okay, they're going to be able to take out 9 class again. A triple kill for Yuma. And finally, the damage is starting to stack up in favor of Heroic. With a buyback now to the Beastmaster. Laser far. Satanic still staying alive. Gets to the low ground. Another laser coming up. Analog super low. Looks to be the death of him. Triple kill for no one. Buybacks galore come out from PVISION. Make it 3. And now the brunt of the damage being placed onto this Monkey King. They finally take out Yuma. Double buyback available from Heroic's side. As KJ going to be spotted. There's many gems to pick up to be able to reveal him. And he's going to grab ally himself. I've been there before. Eventually will be brought down, though. Double kill for Satanic. And that is 4 dead for Heroic with 3 out of the 4 with buybacks available, but many buybacks expended from PVISION.
What a sick fight.
And now the tier 5 items are up, by the way.
Yuma is popping off this game. If he wasn't having this good of a game on the Monkey King, I don't think we would still be here. 17, 3, and 10. Another clutch fight from him. Great Wukong's usage. Great Satanic Boundless usage. Just did everything he could. And if it weren't for all the buybacks on PVISION, this would have been an outstanding fight for Heroic, but just the numbers game. They have the buyback and they have the outpost, so they connect faster. Now they will get the Aegis, a Refresher, and Cheese. I don't even know where these go anymore. Is there a tier 5 yet? Nobody has one, right?
No one. Trying to take out this second lane. He will eventually get it. Forcing out a BKB as well from Whisper. trying to retain all these buybacks on the heroic side.
Yeah, so Aegis on Satanic instead of Refresher makes a ton of sense.
Satanic is so annoying. Look, it actually gets brought back in. Thanks to the Lotus. Nullifier applied to him. He's going to be able to find the distance. Whisper the BKB trying to tail it at the Satanic. Tinker trying to get out. The Aegis is expended. So he did take the Aegis in turn. Wukong's command now from Yuma. No one stuck inside. They're going to be able to kill Tinker again. That's 2 minutes dead for Satanic. No buyback. And now the rest of PVISION on the retreat. Not able to find any more from the heroic side.
Okay, they're gonna commit hard here. It's
would think
so unlikely you get an opportunity like this again for the next long while. 2 minutes. You have a lot to get through, but you also hit really hard on the buildings. If you were to find an opening, this lineup can end the game fast. Monkey King as well as Bristle hit stupidly hard at this stage of the game. Level 30 talent's about to come up for both of them as well to help out that little bit extra. And an amp damage rune. Okay, a little bit of an extra.
We're 63 minutes in and nobody has a tier 5 yet, I don't think. Yeah, nobody's picked one up.
Okay, Yuma's queuing up Rapier.
Smoke, PVISION.
Swift
They want to fight outside the base, knowing that this buyback is down. Buybacks are down for most of their team, in fact. No one. Trying to stay in front, gets the phase shift off, but he gets crushed, he gets stunned again, and he's dead! Buys back instantly. That is very costly for PVISION. There's 9 class with the concoction, not going to do too much as Yuma comes in with that Deso. They're going to be able to decimate these buildings quite fast. Wukong's command is placed. No one has to pop the refresher. There's a nice grab ally to save the primal target. Yuma pops out with the BKB, Boundless Strike again. Still leashed up as the Mortimer's kisses are so much damage. He goes back inside the tombstone again. Schofield getting extremely low. Analog is first to fall. 9 class dies to Whisper's right click. DM in the meantime gets the roar off. Schofield's going to be fine though as Yuma has another Wukong command to work with. Brings it back in with the harpoon as DM gets to the outskirts. Turns into a soldier. And no one. Back to the high ground he goes. So 2 dead for the heroic side. Their tier 4 is dead and their ancient is exposed. So they're going to have to back away.
Okay,
so in the end, they don't get any barracks. That's crazy hold.
Look at Ducalis. I was going to say, without looking at the numbers, I was like, he did a lot of damage that fight.
Dude, that Mortimer's...
He had 2 full level 25 Mortimers going off. This is the extra kisses launched as well. So he's firing how many? 16 globs twice. It was 32 kisses in that fight.
We have...
Eventually, heroes will die.
Rapier on Yuma. So this balance strike is going to be disgusting. Stygian for Whisper. That is the first tier 5 we've seen, despite it being 65 minutes in the game now.
And they haven't had time.
Oh, for sure. They're going to go for the Megas as the Ancient, like I said, is exposed. KJ is going to have to defend this. There's Whisper and Yuma coming in from the sideline. They're going to have to try to backstab. Now we have a Wind Waker for the Tinker as the item number 20, feels like.
Yep.
Yuma.
Classic backpack Wind Waker.
For the opening. Whisper's gonna show himself first, I believe. They chop the tree though, into the coil, into the lasers. Down goes Monkey King along with the Divine Rapier. Oh man, that is a sad way to go out in this game number 1. As they will eventually get the Mega Creeps. One more grab ally for the road, but this is the end of game 1 surely. GG's called. Very entertaining affair. But PVISION prevail in game 1.
And almost in poetic fashion, Yuma has a crazy performance this game, playing an absolutely stellar Monkey